Stat here, hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to be profiling my agent deck. Before we get started, I do want to say that I apologize for the audio quality for today's video and the last. I'm currently waiting for a new mic stand to arrive in the mail. That way I can use my microphone. But until then, this is what we have to work with. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you. And please consider subscribing for more awesome content. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First, we're playing triple copies of Diviner the Herald, one copy of Trias Hierarcha, one copy of DD Sprite. So right off the bat, I do want to say you can play Button. It is arguably the better card. However, when I looked online to search for a near mint Button, it was like $3 or $4, and I'm like, no, I'll just stick with DD Sprite because it serves the same purpose. Diviner is going to be your primary starter because whenever it's summoned, you're going to be pitching a Trias Hierarcha to graveyard. Trias Hierarcha has an effect while it's engraved that allows you to tribute your Diviner. That way you can special summon itself from the graveyard. Whenever Diviner is tributed, you're able to summon your DD Sprite. And then from there, you're going to tune DD Sprite with Trias Hierarcha to go into your Master Flare Hyperion, and this will kickstart your combos. We're playing triple copies of Protecting Spirit Logith. This is going to be an extender. Whenever your fairy monster has activated its effect, you could special summon this card from your hand. It also has a neat removal effect. Whenever you summon this card, you're going to be using it to either Synchro and or Link Climb. Keep in mind the removal effect isn't relevant if you're going first. However, it is something to keep in mind if you do end up going second. We're playing one copy of the Agent of Mystery Earth. This is going to be one of your secondary starters. If you normal summon this, you could add an agent monster from deck to hand. There's no need to max out on it because we're relying on Diviner as the primary starter. If Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you could search for a Hyperion monster instead. We're playing triple copies of Neptune, which is searchable via Cupid's Pitch. You can pitch this card from your hand to special summon an agent monster from your hand, and if this card happens to be banished, you can search for the Sanctuary in the Sky from deck to hand. Triple copies of Venus, triple copies of the Mystic Shine Ball. So obviously Venus is in here, that way you can spawn your Mystic Shine Balls and combo, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, Master Flare Hyperion is going to be sending one Venus from deck to grave. That way you can apply its effect to spawn the Mystic Shine Balls. The reason why we're playing multiple copies of Venus is because we are playing the Agent of Destruction Venus, which has the ability to spawn your Mystic Shine Balls from the graveyard and banish zone, and then when they leave the field, the Mystic Shine Balls go to the bottom of your deck. So if you're in the grind game, this makes multiple copies of the Venus useful because you can just keep respawning your Mystic Shine Balls. Another thing to note is the Agent of Destruction Venus is an extender. The only downside to this card is that it's a hard once per turn, which is why we only play one copy of this. So these are things to keep in mind, but they're one of my favorites in this entire deck. We're playing one copy of Majesty Hyperion. This is to disrupt your opponent's graveyard effects. Really neat for really good against counteracting decks that rely on the graveyard, such as your Telemint, because you could banish a fairy from your graveyard to banish a card from either graveyard. So really nice. One copy of Master Hyperion. This can remove cards on the field. Keep in mind, if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can use both of these effects up to twice per turn. So, really good. And we're playing one copy of Archlord Christia, which can shut down your opponent. For the hand traps, we're playing triple copies of Ash, triple copies of DD Crow, triple copies of Infinite Imperm. These are the hand traps I'm playing at the moment, but keep in mind this could change because this is a new format. As new decks enter the meta, You know, the lineup and ratios of these could change. If you just happen to disagree with this lineup, you could change it to your own liking. But this is what I'm playing at the moment till we get a better understanding of what the format is going to be like. For the consistency, we're playing triple copies of Prosperity, triple copies of the Sacred Waters in the Sky. Sacred Waters could also search for your agents, and it does offer protection while it's in the graveyard to protect your fairies. So, a really neat card. We're playing one copy of the Chorus in the Sky, which can recycle your banished fairies. And then we're playing one copy of the Sanctuary in the Sky. The Sanctuary in the Sky serves no other purpose than to grant your monsters additional effects. So that's the only reason why that's in here. And then last but not least, we are playing one Called by the Grave to counter hand traps. We're playing one copy of the Executor of the Underworld Pluto. This is a Book of Moon while Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field. And it discards in the graveyard. You're able to banish it to return Sanctuary in the Sky from your graveyard back to your hand. We're playing one copy of Master Flare Hyperion. Again, you're going to be sending Venus from your deck to the graveyard to apply its effects. That way you can kickstart your combos. This also has a removal effect too, where if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish a card on the field. So that is a really good card. We're playing one copy of Cupid Pitch. This is just a level 4 Synchro Tuner that can inflict damage to your opponent, as well as search for a Neptune whenever it's sent to the graveyard. I really don't go into this that often, but it's in here for like a just-in-case thing. We're playing one copy of Warlord Savage for the negate. Same thing with Baronne de Fleur. Baronne has a neat effect where you can target a card on the field, destroy it, and then you can bounce this back to your extra deck to summon a level 9 or lower monster from your graveyard. Such as your Arclar Christia if you need to. But what's nice about returning this to the extra deck is that you can just keep respawning this. One copy of Psychic End Punisher. So I've been going into this card a lot, going second, and this card is amazing. I highly recommend you guys pick this up. It's super cheap at the moment, so a really excellent going second card. I might tack that into Dark Lords at some point in the future. Super Star Slayer, Star Crisis. In theory, it's good for going second. That way you can shut down your opponent's effects, as well as remove a card on the field. Personally, this has yet to come up, but in theory, it's in there just in case. One copy of the Protector of the Agent's Moon, Diamond Dire Wolf of Fairies. You could tribute a fairy to pop a card on the field. And this is a good way to dump your Majesty Hyperion into graveyard. That way you can free summon it from the grave. Celestial Knight Lord Parshat. So Sanctuary Skies on the field, you can pitch a card to search for your Arclar Christia. And then if a fairy monster leaves the field, you could summon a fairy monster from your hand that has a higher level than the one sent to the graveyard. So this is just an easy way to get your Christia on board to lock your opponent. We're playing one copy of Appaloosa for the negate. For the interruption links, we are playing one copy of Masquerena, one copy of Nightmare Unicorn for the spin, one copy of Underworld Goddess, which can shut down activated effects, as well as a special summon from the graveyard. You can also use one of your opponent's monsters as leak material for this, so this makes IP Masquerena more deadly. And then we're playing one copy of the World Sea Dragon, which has a wonky effect, but I love it. It just removes everything and then just pretty much resets the game. One more card that I'm not playing at the moment is Link Spider. You absolutely should be playing Link Spider, just in case you open with a Mystic Shine Ball. Also, if you want to play SP Little Knight, you can. Like, you could probably take out one of these two, though I'm heavily biased towards Underworld Goddess, so I would probably take out the Dragon here. But I'm not paying that kind of money for SP Little Knight at the moment, so. But yeah, this is the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give the video a like. Helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you, and please consider subscribing for more content. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and upload. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video or stream.